Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalzewski.
No. That's right, Kings fans. The holiday spirit is in the air. It is very cold in Los Angeles, California, and the Los Angeles Kings have given us an early Christmas present. Their record without Ryan Smith, just before tonight against the Calgary Flames, is 4-3-1. That's a winning record. We're going to take it. So here we go. Episode 29, in which we like to call Richardson for Hart. Obviously, it was a very big blow when Ryan Smith went out of the lineup. Very difficult to deal with. He was really helped light a fire under Anze Kopitar. And as of right now, Anze Kopitar has not scored a goal in over 10 games, which is very concerning. At the beginning of the season, he was coming out, he was leading the league in scoring, and we thought that this was his breakout year. Not that he hasn't been playing great on both ends, but Ryan Smith was that key cog in that Kopitar wheel to get him going. Now, to be a number one center in the league, Kopitar needs to figure out how to score without Ryan Smith. He still has Justin Williams on his line, and Frolov has been up there. The other night, Brad Richardson was up with him, and he still can't do it. However, the Los Angeles Kings as a team has seemed to come together, find secondary scoring, which was definitely a concern at the beginning of the season. Brad Richardson has 3 goals in the last 3 games, which to me is MVP worthy. Scott Parse has been playing well. Wayne Simmons has been unbelievable. And the team has really carried itself, keep themselves in position for the playoffs, which is excellent. But Ryan Smith could be out now for up to 6 weeks, which brings him back right before Christmas. Now, he is skating, he's wearing the red practice jerseys, but the Kings are having a very difficult time sustaining that momentum that they had, despite the fact that we do have a winning record. Taking you back against Vancouver, the Kings lost 4-1. There was absolutely no offense there, and you could really tell that it was going to be sort of an uphill battle to get there. The game against Chicago, the Los Angeles Kings could have easily lost that game 6-1. They ended up winning it 2-1 in a shootout, and Jonathan Quick came up big. Jonathan Quick made some amazing stops in that game. It was a fantastic crowd there at Staples Center. I had the opportunity to sit with one of our favorite people on the website, Kipper, so thanks for hanging out. I enjoyed our time that evening. You know, the Kings still struggled offensively there, but they found a way to win, which is going to be key this season. Ryan Smith is never going to play 82 games, really, for any team. That's the bottom line, but you got to come up big. The Kings did just that, and then in the shootout, Anze Kopitar, Jack Johnson were able to put it away. That was fantastic. Here's a clip of Anze Kopitar's goal. Next up, the Kings travel down to Anaheim. In the first game of the freeway face-off, they beat the Ducks 4-3. This is a Ducks team that's really been struggling. The Kings were up in the beginning. They let go of that lead, which is very concerning. It seems to be something that happens to us all the time, but they were able to get the win. To our 6-3 win against the Ottawa Senators, there was a really difficult game there. Yes, we won 6-3, but really, we could have easily lost that game as well. The Kings were blowing leads. They were blowing it in their own zone. They couldn't put the goals in. And then finally, in the last 2 minutes of play, Justin Williams got 2 goals, which is one of the first times that our top line has been able to score in the last 7 or 8 games. So that was good. But the Los Angeles Kings definitely miss Ryan Smith. I know it's a running theme. I'll probably say it like 50 times during this episode. Another team's a second-line left winger, a true second-line left winger that's a sniper that can put goals in, will step up to the first line and carry that. Right now, our second-line left wing is Scott Parse, who's having a very good rookie season. I'm really impressed with his play. And then there's Alexander Frolov on the third line, who just loves to pass the puck, but hasn't been scoring goals this season. Moving on to the St. Louis Blues game, that was a Saturday 1 p.m.er at Staples Center, and God, the Kings just look hungover, which is pretty much how I felt that game. The final score was 5-4. The Kings lost in the shootout. Again, they were blowing leads. They were just not responsible. Jonathan Quick would come up with a great save and let in something that he would have probably had last year. Flames are in town this evening, and this was, again, not a game that I had expected us to win, but the Kings came out in the first period. It was a little rough for them. They did get a goal, an amazing goal from Scott Parse, who's just on a tear, ready to pick up that Calder trophy at the end of the year. Not really. Defensively, they were kind of all over the place. Jonathan Quick did do a great job of keeping the team in it. And then going into the second period, the Kings really unloaded and had what was one of their best power plays that I've seen in a long time. It was the shot mentality. They were just putting every puck on net. Jarrett Stoll ended up getting a power play goal, and Jarrett Stoll now tonight won 10 of 12 face-offs, and he had 7 hits, and this is a guy that's been playing fantastic lately. He's hitting, he's scoring, he's winning face-offs, he's playing great defensively, and it reminds me of why we traded for him in the first place. He's getting back to that guy that we saw in the Stanley Cup Finals back in Edmonton. So Jarrett Stoll, really impressed with what he's been doing. Now, the line of the night goes to Jim Fox, and now typically I don't get to hear Jim during home games. I'm usually at Staples Center. And he said of Mika Kipper, he is one of the best goalies of the league on his knees. Final score 2-1, and at the end of the game, Calgary really turned it up, but the Los Angeles Kings played excellent defensive hockey. Rob Scuderi is finally back after 9 games from his ankle sprain that he was nursing, and this is the reason why we signed Rob Scuderi. He and Matt Green tonight had terrific games defensively. Rob Scuderi played over 18 minutes this evening and was absolutely fantastic. They did a great job of shutting down the Calgary Flames, who are really hungry, have been playing fantastic hockey on the road, but the Calgary Flames couldn't get it done. So that's going to bring our tally to 5 wins, 3 losses, and 1 overtime loss without Ryan Smith. We are now 5th in the Western Conference, 2nd in the Pacific Division. Now the Kings are going to play 7 games in 11 nights. They're going to San Jose. They're going to go back up to Alberta and play back-to-back nights against Calgary. Again, it's the 3rd time this month. And against Edmonton. So stay tuned. December 15th, we'll do another mashup with Chris and Adrian over at the Hockey Zen. So when the Kings get back, they're obviously going to be very tired, and we cannot expect them to go 7-0 on the road. For me, I would love to see the next 7 games go 500. Still keeps us right in the hunt, right where we need to be. That'll get us Ryan Smith back by the time Christmas is over, and we'll be in good shape going into the Olympic break. I noticed on the telecast, the Taiwanese Tourism Board is now a heavy sponsor of the Los Angeles Kings, which is interesting because another huge sponsor of Kings TV is Aladdin Bail Bonds. So basically, when you break it down, we have the degenerate Kings fan who is in jail and needs to be bailed out, and those that need to travel to Taiwan. Not really understanding where that's going. View from my seats online suggests that the Kings actually purchased the country of Taiwan for 20 minutes. Also a possibility. I will look into that and send out some emails and get back to you. So our question of the day for you is, Christmas is coming, and if you were to get a brand new jersey under the tree, whose name would you want in the back? Leave your comments downstairs. So we will be back with you on Saturday night with another edition of Overtime. I'm Keith Korneluk for Chris Kalzewski, and thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.